Tomorrow's the first day of school. Alright, so technically tomorrow is the first day of school, but I actually have already had access to my lectures and slides and pre-recorded asynchronous work already. So I got access on the 14th and I've been slowly working on covering the lecture items over the last couple weeks. I've been doing pretty good. I have definitely been taking it easy for sure. I wasn't just plowing through it, but I did space it out and give myself some grace just to actually enjoy the holiday break. I worked through Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and the day after Christmas, and the day after that, I think. Yeah. So, needless to say, I wasn't necessarily wanting to jump right into a bunch of homework and lectures and everything. But I actually finished week 1 of my lectures for both of the classes that I'm taking this term. Yeah, that's something to talk about as well. So the way Pepperdine spaces out their courses or class structure, it's off of trimesters, so not necessarily semesters, but it's trimesters. So I'm actually starting in the spring trimester. This January 4th marks the beginning, and it's also broken down even further into the trimester, which would be 14 weeks total. But you have session 1, which is a 7-week session of classes, and then you've got like a 2-week break, or I think no, actually it starts right away. So you have session 1. I know what I'm talking about. So you have session 1 where you spend 7 weeks in your classes, however many classes you are planning on taking, and then you start session 2 immediately after, where you have your new set of classes that you're going to be taking, and then after that 14-week period you have a couple weeks off, give or take, and then you start your next trimester, and then you go into session 1 and session 2 for that next trimester. So super fast paced, but then it makes it so that there's not a ton of reading where I'm getting all of this like theoretical knowledge, at least so far in like the first week of asynchronous work. It's already been pretty straightforward, which is nice. I was pretty worried about learning Python and also SPSS at the same time. I thought it would be overwhelming, but SPSS is actually, I mean, don't roast me. At least for my class that I'm learning, or that I'm taking, SPSS seems pretty similar to Excel, just with beefed up functions. So it's not, and I kind of know Excel, kind of, not super knowledgeable. I'm not an Excel wizard by any means, but I know a little thing or two. So SPSS seems a little bit more familiar in a sense, whereas Python is completely new, but so far the syntax of, you know, an input with an integer and an input with a float makes sense, and I know it's just gonna build off that and get a little bit more detailed as we go on, but so far it's not too bad. So let's jump into studying clips. Anyone has a Canon my professor for SPSS programming assigned a TED Talk on the beauty of data visualization by David McCandless, and it was actually a really interesting example that I really thought was super interesting. Was he just posed a question to the audience of who has the biggest military budget, and of course everyone's like America. The TED Talk speaker is British, so I'm assuming it took place in the UK. So of course everyone is saying America, and he showed America's military budget is the biggest in comparison to all the other countries. But then once he shifted that data into a different visualization in comparison, or in relation to GDP, it's actually I think like 8th, but it falls way back in comparison to the other countries. So yeah, I thought that was really cool. It was definitely super insightful, and really just goes to show, you know, data is anywhere, and but how we consume it and how we relate to it, or how it's contextualized, can make such a huge difference. So if you want to check it out, it's The Beauty of Data Visualization by David. Alright, finished my notes, or finished these sections for Python today. The most satisfying thing ever. Yeah, this is actually my Notion calendar. I do have a planner. I take advantage and use the personalization. But yeah, if this is just a standard planner from gosh, what's it called? I use this one every year though. This is the, wow, why can't I remember this? This is the Moleskine planner. I have some dates kind of outlining beginning of the term, and then the start, beginning of session 2. But yeah, I plan on using both my Moleskine. Oh, let's see, I already have each week lined out. Yeah, so I'm just gonna use this to kind of jot down my to-dos, even though I have a to-do here on Notion. This is more so just to kind of map out what the month will look like, and then to just check off daily readings or notes or whatever sections I've completed for the day. I'll write that in here. I was planning on going fully digital. For school this time around, just because I have gotten accustomed to using my work calendar on Outlook for everything. But you know, just for the sake of posterity, I figured I would use my you know, my handwritten planner as well. Jeez, I look great. I look so great. That's my Sunday in the books though. Just gonna decompress. Start of the new year. First week at work tomorrow, so it's not gonna be too crazy. I had a look at my calendar, nothing out of the ordinary, but because it's the new year, there are probably gonna be just some random meetings popping up at the last minute. But yeah, I should actually be almost complete with the first 2 weeks of asynchronous work before our first like meeting starts for classes. So happy about that. Whether or not I did it right though, that's a different story. But at least I got it done, right? So yeah, I'll continue to film the rest of the week just to show my workflow. Yeah, should be exciting. A little bit of OOTD. Wow, I'm really bad at this. OOTD. Why are my pants so high? Okay. Yep. Alright, it's Tuesday, not the first day of the first school week? The first day of the first week of school. It's not. It's the second day. Yesterday was a fail in many facets, but you know what? We're trucking right along today. I didn't get any work done yesterday because of how terrible a day it was. But you know what? I'm actually pretty caught up as far as work is concerned despite that, so I wasn't feeling that bad about skipping a day of doing any notes or anything like that, or any studying. But yeah, tomorrow is the first day of tomorrow's the first day of class. I figure since we are doing a lot of asynchronous work, and the classes or class meetings are so short, they're from 5 to 6:45, and then I have one immediately after from 7 to 8:45, so an hour 45. I just don't see it being any kind of lecture. Already watching the pre-recorded lecture, I think it's more so just going to be discussion amongst the class, and just kind of like a general check in with everyone on how they're doing with their asynchronous work. So I'm not too worried about that. I feel like I'm already pretty used to being in a lot of Zoom meetings all day because of what I do for work. So it just would kind of feel like an extension of my day versus, you know, anything super overwhelming. Yeah, it's 11:46 today on a Tuesday. I'm in the middle of work. It's actually pretty slow today, so nothing too crazy. I just had a meeting get canceled. Always the best feeling ever. But yeah, I'll probably just insert some clips of my random clips throughout the day as I'm just getting through the workday, and then I've got a workout class at 5:30. May or may not show that, I don't know. And then afterwards, I'll get a little bit of studying done. Feels pretty good though, I have to say, to know that our first class meeting tomorrow is starting, and I'm already about halfway through week 2's worth of work, so you know, feeling pretty good. Unless I get into that meeting and then it turns out I did it all wrong, but I think it's pretty straightforward. I highly doubt anything like that. I hope nothing like that would come out from those meetings. All right, this is getting too long of a clip. I'll show clips throughout the day later. lunchtime, even though it is, it's about to be 3 o'clock, but I ordered, my fiance, lovely fiance, ordered Cafe Yum, and then I just added some yum sauce that we always keep on deck in the house, and then just a bit of sriracha. And if you think I'm going to sit here and eat, you've got it twisted. I'm going to be eating this at my desk. I'm not gonna film it just because, like, is that good? I don't know. I'm pretty indifferent to people eating in their vlogs, but yeah, I think you see me at my desk so much that I don't think that would be good content. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you are even watching this. But I'm gonna eat this now. I'm starving. Alright, so this is a familiar setting. Yeah, worked out, showered. It's 7:31, so I'm just gonna I'm looking in the viewfinder, wow. I'm just gonna do a little bit of homework, just, you know, some of the subsections for week 2, even though I'm already more than caught up, I'm ahead. It's week 1 and I'm on week 2, but yeah, I'm just gonna continue because I've got the momentum going, and the key is to just do it little by little. I have to work that way, otherwise I'll just get overwhelmed. So yeah, let's get it done. Scully, is that your baby? Oh, real close. Okay, let's get to work. I didn't film any, hello? There we go. Alright, so I didn't film any speaking clips for today. I think the only clip I filmed actually was making coffee this morning at like 11 o'clock? No, 10 o'clock this morning. So if that's any indication of the morning I had work-wise, yeah. My Wednesday mornings are pretty busy. Or I start with like an 8:30 meeting, so, and it pretty much just continues on from that point. So trying to find time to actually sit and film something is a little bit difficult on Wednesdays. And coincidentally, I have my first classes or class meetings today once I get off work. It's 4:11 and my first meeting is at 5:15 until 6:45, and that's for my Python class, and then for my SPSS class, I have my first meeting at 7 o'clock or 7:15, and then it goes until 8:45. So long day. Hello. Come in. Up. Okay. You are really fired up. You are fired up. And my Aussie really wants to play right now. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Hey, come here. We've got a mattress in this room because we just ordered, or well, we finally received our new bed. So we got a Floyd Detroit frame and a new Stumptown mattress. Of course, since, you know, it's the middle of the week and a really busy work day, we don't have time to set this up, but we at least, or I should say, my fiance was amazing enough to get that room set up and take down our old mattress and our old bed frame and take it apart and clean out that room, just so that when we get the new ones, yeah, the Floyd bed frame doesn't take that long to assemble, I hope. From the instructional videos, it doesn't look like it's that bad, but yeah, we're gonna have to work on that after a long day. Ooh, about to go to class in like 1 minute. Oof, should I join? I'm gonna wait till it's on the dot. Finished my first class. It was interesting. It was actually not bad. If anything, next week is gonna be a little bit more nerve-wracking. Professor, he's taught classes before, and he's teaching at different universities, which is insane, but this is his first time teaching Python, and he started the class pretty standard. Just went over the syllabus, had everyone go around and introduce themselves, and then started reading the lecture slides, which at that point, you know, I'd been, not to flex, but I had already read the lecture slides, so I'm like, this isn't really super valuable. And I'm so glad someone spoke up and was like, hey, can we not go over the slides in this class? It's just like not really helpful, and we can do that on our own time. And I was like, yes, thank you. So he said he's totally down for that, and that he said, I'm totally down. He said that he was on board with that, and he's gonna kind of structure the class the same way he does with his other classes, where we'll just have everyone go around the room and share their screen, and then show their, ideally the coding shell, I guess, and then just walk through, you know, inputting some code. So yeah, he said he was just gonna call on students randomly to do that, and I was like, but at the end of the day, we're all in the same boat. None of us know Python, so it's like, it's not that big of a deal if when I get called on and I'm not entirely sure what I'm doing. So that's how you learn, right? And you gotta be uncomfortable to grow. So definitely gonna be trying to practice a little bit this weekend so that I can be a little bit more prepared. But yeah, just took a bathroom break, got like a 15-minute window until my next class, and then I'm done for the day. Let's get it. Class number 2. Alright, finished my second class, and my cheeks hurt from smiling so much. It was just like a blast, and it's crazy because I was actually I was intimidated to learn Python, but I was also really intimidated to learn SPSS. You know, it's advanced statistics, like, you know, like I barely got a C in statistics, okay? So your girl's not a math wizard. But this professor was just super lively, total opposite of my Python professor. He was a very much just like straightforward kind of guy. Like, I'm pretty sure he was I think he said he's an engineer, but he teaches a lot of coding, so I'm gonna assume, yeah, he's an engineer. And this professor for SPSS was complete opposite. I appreciate so much because there's nothing, you know, I'm taking these classes back to back, and there's nothing worse than like just sitting through lecture or just sitting through like a discussion that's not really engaging. So yeah, it's nice to know that I'll be ending the day on like a lively note. Fiance was super kind to order Thai food, so I'm going to be taking a bath, and then he'll be off work soon, and then we can have a very late dinner. It is, please excuse all the pots and pans. This is what happens when you live in a pandemic. You're cooking all the time, and you just leave pots and pans everywhere because you're gonna use them again. But not tonight! So this is, okay, this is pad Thai, and this one's pad see ew. The fiance installed the bed frame, and I'll show you the finished product when it's done. Alright, good morning. It's 11:12 in the late morning, I guess. But this is the new bed. We upgraded to a king-size bed. I realized that I didn't show this last night just because we got it done and set up just by 11 o'clock at night. I really acknowledged it yesterday, and I might get cut off by the battery dying because I'm a terrible vlogger. But I did acknowledge it yesterday. I think my way of coping is to kind of just like focus on other things. But yesterday the Capitol was stormed by what I would call Trump supporters. I think other people who maybe support Trump would like to argue it's other people, but yeah, Trump supporters, people who are angry at Joe Biden being elected officially after the recount, stormed the Capitol, and it's not a huge surprise, unfortunately, just because of the state of things that have happened and transpired over the last year, but it's still very jarring to see, and I found myself checking the news quite a bit yesterday throughout my workday. I think that's probably why I didn't really record much yesterday either, during the day, at least during my workday. Yeah, that was a thing that happened, and it was a sight to see. It was just, it's like watching or seeing a car crash. It's just like you can't stop watching. But yeah, obviously it doesn't change much. But yeah, I figured, you know, there's no way I could make a video throughout my week about my life or whatever, documenting things that happened and not talk about that, so. I mean, I listened to the daily. I'm trying to get back into it. I completely fell off listening to it, which is a shame because we've had such a chaotic and eventful year last year, but not that it's a resolution or anything, but I've made it a point to myself that I need to stay informed more details about things, rather than just kind of taking things at face value. So yeah, listening to the daily, it was a really good episode, very insightful. Yeah, that's my update. I'm gonna get some work done. I've got quite a few meetings today. None of them are too intense though. Yeah, just some catch-up meetings, I guess you could call it. And then I'm gonna spin what's new, and then get some work done